Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Shai, Barak Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Krokadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles of Grimmy Stone and to the Akim preaching the gospel from Ashak Yahweh Shai. Alright, so I'm going to go straight to a small topic concerning the gospel that the Lord Hamashak Yahweh Shai has set before us. Alright, so, rude speech, hate speech, hey, the gospel has to be preached, man, okay, because the Lord did not seek the approval of the so-called scribes and Pharisees and Sadducees to preach the gospel. So you should have that mindset to speak according to what the gospel, is, before you, okay? Because the words of the Lord does not change. The Lord rebuked the people, therefore you have to rebuke the people. It's a commandment of the Lord, okay? All right, that's what the Lord told Jeremiah and Ezekiel, to stand their ground when preaching the gospel. So it doesn't matter what the people characterize it as or characterize it as or perceive it to be. What matters is what the Lord has set before you, okay? So I'm going to read from the book of Sirach, chapter 19. And I'll read verse 16. Yeah, because you can't take the power of the Lord for granted. You can't treat the word of the Lord as something of no value. You have to stick with this program. And the Lord lets you know the nature of man, the heart of man, and how their feelings, what they hold in high regards, man. All right. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 16. It says, "There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue?" Yeah. So you have to understand the nature of man. All right. Because at one point in time, we just spoke without proper reasoning. We spoke without discretion. And now the Lord is saying, now is the time to speak according to the gospel without, seeking the approval of the people. All right. So that same mindset that folks had in the world, you're supposed to understand what it's about and, take note of it. And then you understand what it's used for and what what it can cause. And the same thing with this gospel, man. Okay, so you don't have to be ignorant of how the Lord, conducted His ministry. Okay, and then I'm going to read another precept. In fact, what verse 17, that's, the point here. It says, admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. Is that clear? All right. Verse 17, Sirach chapter 19, verse 17, admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. So you have to let the word of the Lord have its dominion over you, man, because your feelings, you have to put it to the side, man, and speak according to the gospel of Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All right? And what else do we have to lose, man, when you stick with the program of the Lord? Okay? You putting your feelings aside and you're down with the business, but the world is embroiled embroidered with feelings and emotions, man. And that's what the elites use to manipulate the people, okay? And they use that a lot in the churches, man, to make the people go along with the zombie agenda of the plantation, okay? And it makes preaching the gospel difficult for the elect when you're dealing with people that only care about their feelings and their perceptions, okay, rather than what the Lord has already set in the gospel. So the book of Luke, chapter 7, verse 23, it says, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. All right. So when you claim you're coming to serve the Lord, you have to understand the ups and downs of this gospel, man. You have to understand that the gospel is going to reveal certain things to you, and you have to stick with it no matter what the cost is, all right? It'll cost you your job, cost you your family, cost you your so-called friends that you think they're your friends, your so-called colleagues on the plantation, all that stuff, folks that you do business with. It can cost you that. In fact, it will cost you that, okay? And you just don't fold, man. You just don't fold when you are ostracized for the gospel, okay? And always remember, man, your faith will be tested. All the words of the Lord that you've spoken and held on to, you are accounted, you are accountable for it, okay? So always remember that, man. Whether you spoke the word in righteousness and in truth on the highways and byways or in pretense, you will be held accountable for it, okay? Because the Lord has to test, the faith of the men out there on the highways and byways. So when folks say, you know what, you're engaging in hate speech, always remember that's the cost of doing the gospel, and that's a test from the Lord. So you have to stand stiffly for the gospel, all right? So always remember, when your words are misconstrued, the words of the Lord that you're speaking are misconstrued, always understand that it's part of the trials, okay? It's part of the adventure you signed up for when you come to do the work of the Lord, okay? And then the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, go straight to verse 6. It says, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So when you speak according to the words of the Lord, and you perform according to it, the people will know that, yes, what you said is what you're doing, what the scripture said is what you're doing. So they can't, they're not going to have an easy way to come against you. If they're going to come against you, they have to make up lies, all right? And you also have witnesses, You have witnesses. That's one thing about this gospel. You're always going to have witnesses that do not believe in the gospel and some that believe in the gospel. So when the lies come in, then, people will say exactly what you said, and they're going to expound on it, okay? So all these liars and fraudsters are going to have a hard time trying to make a case against you, for preaching the gospel of the Most High. And that's how the devil gets exposed and defeated, man, by you preaching the words of the Lord without holding back, all right? Without stealing the knowledge, holding it to yourself. Hoarding it without, how you say it, without preaching the words of the Lord deceitfully, okay? So just to make this brief, another quick precept will be from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29. This is what the Lord, is making known to his elect. All right. That you have to stay with the course. So verse 11 says, "For I know that the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Okay? And that's what we're looking forward to, man. Thoughts of peace. All right? And then it says, then you know that Yahushua is what? He's who? He's the Prince of Peace. All right? And that's what we have to, keep in the forefront of our minds, that the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua was sent to preach the peace, BRIDGE, all right? To bring peace between our people, between the elect, 1/3 of the nation of Israel and the Most High, all right? He's sent, to be that agent of reconciliation, okay? Then verse 12 says, "Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you." All right? So the Lord has already said he's going to hear the prayer of the righteous and not sinners. All right? "And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart." Okay, and that's clear. So that's one thing we have to make known to our people, man. Some folks are going to get offended that our people are returning to the Lord. Some folks are going to be happy, and that's what the Lord has mentioned, man. So you don't let that, discourage you from staying on the Lord's side, man, because that's all we have, man. All we have is the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakwakadash, okay? So that was the point there, Akim. Don't let the definitions of this world, paint you into a corner. All right, Shalom.